I think we have action. I think it's a show time. Let's get this show on the road and pass along a whole bunch of cool stuff and information to you. So how is everyone today? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, some people say. Look at my new glasses. They're blue. I think they're awesome. So I'm just going to call up these comments here, or put up my little ticker tape here so that you can see what we're going to discuss today. And what does being healthy mean to you? So pop that in down below, and that's what we're going to discuss a little bit. And if you want to comment, if you want to participate in the conversation, there's a link up above. This is a third-party software here that I'm using. It's called StreamYard. And you just have to give it permission so that I can see your little profile picture pop up on the screen, and then I know who I'm having a conversation with. So welcome everyone. Like I said, we're going to discuss what does being healthy mean to you. So for an example, why do comedians directly try and hurt others when someone's a larger size? Why do they actually poke fun at them? Why do people bully people that are maybe a little bit larger than another person? Haters, even people that are larger and struggle with their weight will even poke fun at themselves. And that's not a good habit or not a good behavior to get into. And this is my husband, and he always pops up on the screen as me. So it looks like I'm talking, but he's upstairs. So I don't know why it always comes up like that. So must be something in my settings. I don't know. So anyways, thank you for participating today, Polly. And anybody else that's here that's live. So welcome again. So like I said, why do comedians poke fun at people that are a bit larger than others? And why do bullies pick on people that are a different size or shape, or somebody's tall and awkward and their pants are maybe too short, or like I said, somebody's larger and somebody's super thin and they wear layers of clothes. It goes in all different aspects and all different perspectives. And people will find anything or any way to poke fun at you and make you feel bad. So does skinny mean that you are healthy, or does a heavier, rounder person mean that they are healthy? It all depends on your perspective of what your ideal of health is. So me being a health professional, I'm a nurse, and working with people that are all different sizes and shapes and all different gamuts of health. Being necessarily thin doesn't necessarily mean that you are healthy. Being necessarily overweight or heavy doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy either. Maybe you're looking at the number on the scale and you're saying, well, it's X number. And you're thinking, well, that's way too heavy. I want to be this magic number that you pick out of your head that you dream that you should be. Those are all not healthy behaviors either. So hello, Patricia. Thank you for popping in here, girl, and spending some of your day with me. That's nice. Thanks. So before we go too much further into healthy behaviors and non-healthy behaviors and what you believe you should look like and what does healthy mean to you, I'm going to introduce myself to those of you who have maybe never caught me live before or never been on one of my platforms here. So welcome to my community where I create a healthier you. My name is Heather Edmondson. It says right, I'm backwards again today. There's my website, heatheredmondson.com, and you can check that out at your leisure. And I'm here to help you reach your health and fitness goals through coaching, mentorship, and accountability. So let's go kick those sugar cravings to the curb and create the best person that you can be for the year 2021. Now we're in 2021. What does this one say here? Hello, Chantel. Chantel's here too as well. Thank you, girl, for spending some of your day with me. So like I said, why do people poke fun at people just because they're a little bit different? They're different for a reason. They're different because that's what makes them unique. If we all fit into the same box and we all look the same and we're all the same size and shape and height and well, shortness, I guess you could say, then we wouldn't be unique to ourselves. We wouldn't be that special person. We wouldn't be how we were intended to be. So if you were looking at that number on the scale and thinking, oh, I want to be this magic number, like I'm a fairly tall person and I'm very shapely. And for me to be 125 pounds, that's what I was when I was terribly sick with cancer. And that's not what I'm meant to be. I have muscles. I don't know if you can see muscles. And muscles weigh more than fat. But it's taken me a long time to build back that muscle after being sick. So don't always go by that number on the scale. Throw that scale in the corner and say, I'm not going to talk to you. You have to behave yourself because you're not giving the correct information. Maybe the scale is weighing how much liquid you have had in the day. Maybe you are retaining fluid because maybe as a female, it's that time of the month for you. Maybe you have had a whole bunch of salt intake over the holidays here and you are retaining fluid that way. Maybe it's measuring the waste in your system. Maybe you haven't gone to the bathroom for a few days. Those are all different things that can affect how much that number is on the scale. So like I said, again, what does being healthy mean to you? Let me know down below. Is it the size of your body? Is it the measurement around your waist? Is it that number on the scale? So these are all things to take part and parcel together. And we need to figure out what is going to be the best for us and what is the healthiest way to look at things instead of that magic number on the scale that you think you should be. And like I said, we have to stop being so hurtful to others. Like I said, even the bullies are the ones that are being hurtful by poking fun at somebody that's a different size or shape or height or weight. And like I said, some bigger people will even poke fun at themselves and, oh, I just got to go and empty out my fridge tonight before I go to bed, or whatever it is that they say to themselves. And these are all unhealthy behaviors because you're just playing into that vision that these other people have of what a heavier person might be. I was at one client's the other day, and I asked her what she had to eat. And she said a piece of toast with some peanut butter on it. And I said, that's all you've eaten today? She goes, well, I'm a big girl. I'm trying to lose weight and I shouldn't be eating more than that in a day. And I said, well, your body's not going to shed any weight if you don't provide it with enough fuel for the day. If you go and deplete your calories to that extent, your body's going to hang on to everything that you put into your body. So she's not going to lose any weight, or that person is not going to lose any weight that tries to go on that very, very restrictive diet. So we all have to be careful of what we wish for and what we have as our ideal weight or ideal impression of health. Do you want to be that person that is skinny fat? Have you ever heard of that terminology before? They can be very skinny. They don't have any muscle mass, and they have loose hanging skin, and it's all because there's just the layer of fat between their bones and their muscles and their tendons, and then just the hide covering their skin, their outside skin covering the outside of their body. And there's no muscle in there because they've depleted it so much. That's when we call that person an anorexic. And that could be because of a disease process, or it could be a disease process of the mind. It could be a health problem that you have in your mind. So those are all things that we have to pay attention to. Or it can go the other way, where you can become bulimic, where you stuff your face full of everything that you can grab in sight, in the fridge, anywhere around you, and then you feel so awful that you ate so much that you go to the washroom and you put your fingers down your throat and make yourself throw up. So those are also unbecoming behaviors, and those are all unhealthy, unrealistic views of what you believe your body should look like. So mental health, any kind of situation like that, if you get yourself into a situation where you believe that you have to eat very little or you have to eat so much and then make yourself vomit, those are situations where you need to reach out for help to someone. Whether it be a healthcare professional or just a friend. Make sure that you have a friend that is going to have your back and not somebody that's going to maybe spread some awful rumors about you, because there are those people out there as well. So make the healthy choice to not make jokes about someone's weight. Maybe you don't know the situation that they're in. Maybe they're struggling with hormone imbalances or gut issues or inflammation in their body. There's all of those different things can be going on. Maybe they have arthritis or lupus, or like there's a whole gamut of different things going on. And maybe it's just a mental health thing, and maybe it's because they have lower income and they don't have the ability to buy and purchase or grow fresh fruits and vegetables, and the only things that they can afford are the packaged things, the boxes of chips, the cases of pop, or 2 liters of pop or soda, as my American friends call them, and they don't have the ability to purchase the healthier options. So those are all different things that you have to look at. So where does your health play in that balance? Are you somebody that goes off the deep end and goes way too into starvation mode? Or are you the other person that goes way too the other way and eats everything in sight, whether it's good, bad, or whatever? So like I said, we have to really, really listen to our bodies and pay attention to what's going on, and not be that person that's going to bully somebody for something that's going on. Maybe just be that friend and be there for them. Put out your hand and say, hey, I'm here to listen to you. I'm here to support you in whatever you're struggling with. There's so many mental health things going on that mental health is part of the health profession, and so many people don't know how to deal with it that they just sweep it under the rug. They go into a clinic, say, for example, somebody that's struggling with a mental health issue, and there's nothing visibly, physically wrong with this person. They seem to be holding it together when they go out in the public, and they can maybe function at a job, or they can maybe function well in their family, and then they're crumbling inside. A perfect example of that is, oh gosh, I lost his name now. What the heck's his name? Anyways, very successful comedian, made everybody laugh. Robin Williams, there you go. Popped back into my head. I need an energy bar or something. Robin Williams, he put on a persona that everything was going perfectly, and he was making a good income. He was popular. He was in all kinds of movies and shows and et cetera, and yet he ends up committing suicide because he was crumbling on the inside, and nobody actually knew that was happening. So health can be like your mental health, or it can be your physical health. So please do pay attention to observe what's going on with people around you. Don't be so self-centered that you aren't picking up on clues maybe that are in your family or your neighbors or your friends. I know it's hard that we can't be around too many people right now, but even if you're having a virtual, like we are right now, a Zoom call or a video chat or anything like that, please do listen for the clues that maybe this person is struggling, and do reach out to them, and maybe it can be the simplest thing that could brighten their day. Maybe it could be the simplest thing to help them get off the couch and actually maybe go for a walk or exercise in another means. Or you phone a friend and say, hey, I'm going for a walk around the Stampede grounds, and would you like to join me? Because we don't live too far from a big Stampede grounds, a park. So Patricia is saying amen to getting rid of the scale. Yeah, kick that thing to the curb. It's useless. It like I said, it doesn't measure your amount of fitness. It doesn't tell you that. It doesn't tell you if you're healthy or unhealthy. And Gloria, thanks for coming here today, Gloria. And people are afraid of what others think, and that's a huge thing. A fear is a huge thing for many people, and we don't, or we listen to what somebody else says. We listen to what that bully says. We listen, and they let those little demons creep into our head and tell us that we are not worthy. We're never going to look like that. We're never going to be stick thin model. But you realize how many of those models that are on magazines or in TV ads or commercials or on any of your social media, that maybe they aren't the healthiest picture of health. They are, like I said, going into starvation mode, or they are taking medications to make themselves look that way and act that way. So please be aware of your friends and family and coworkers and anybody around you. Like I said, in your social circle. Maybe you have never met them in person. Maybe there are somebody that you talk to virtually. Just be aware that maybe they are struggling. And like I said, everybody can put on a good face for 5 or 10 minutes while they're talking to you. But be observant of the clues that are going on in and around them. That they, oh my goodness, I got a hair in my mouth. Sorry about that. That food is not your nemesis. Food is fuel for your body, and you have to, like with a vehicle, you have to put the fuel in the tank for it to go over the mountain. If you don't have enough fuel in your tank because you haven't eaten enough, you're not going to be able to make it over that mountain. Those types of things. So hopefully that's a good example for some of you. So whether we are talking to ourselves in a positive way or in a negative way, our brain registers everything that we say. So that's a huge part too of your mental health. If you're going to be listening to what everybody else is saying around you, you're going to start to believe some of that stuff. So you have to be able to kick them to the curb too, whether you're around them or not, a lot, and they say horrible things to you. You have to say, okay, well, that's their problem. That's what they believe is how I should look or how I should act or how I should be. But is really that what I want to look like, or how I want to act, or how I want to be for myself? You have to do a check-in with yourself and say, is that the healthiest for me? Is that the healthiest behavior for me to have enough energy to get through the day? Some people say to me, Heather, you eat so much. Yeah, but I got to put fuel in my tank to make it through the day. That became very evident when I wasn't able to eat anything, and I wasn't getting any calories in the day. For those of you that don't know what my situation was, I had cancer in my throat, never smoked a day in my life, and still got cancer in my throat. So then I wasn't able to swallow anything. So when you can't swallow anything, can't put any nutrition into your body, how do you think my body survived? My body survived on all the muscle tissue and muscle mass that I had built up from being active and healthy and exercising and eating well. And here I thought I was doing a good thing, and still I ended up getting cancer. So you have to be very mindful that maybe people are struggling, like I said, with the mental aspect of how they should eat or how they should look. And like I said, just be that person that's going to be supportive of them, whichever path they are going down. Reach out and show them some different ways of maybe a support group that might be able to help them with whatever it is that they're struggling with. Chantel says, healthy means moving, eating correctly, drinking water, sleeping enough, having friends, and believing. That's what she says it means to her. So that is correct. And she's a kinesiologist, so she knows some of this stuff. So you might want to take to heart what she has to say, because yes, it's very beneficial. It's like a balancing act on a scale. Everything has to be in a perfect balance, in a perfect system. If you take something away from one part of your balance, then it's going to tip the scales the other way. So whether it be you're not drinking enough to hydrate your body, every cell in your body is made up of water. If you're not getting enough water in, it's not going to circulate all the good things that you need. It's not going to circulate all the food that you've taken in, all the nutrition, the glucose, all of that around to your thing. It's not going to get rid of all the waste that's in your system. So then all those toxins and poisons are going to sit in your system and build up and make yourself sicker. A lot of people struggle with gut issues because their gut isn't healthy. They're eating foods that cause inflammation in your body, and most of people's health issues start in their gut. So by flushing it out with a lot of water, you're helping to detoxify your gut. And like I said, it extracts all of the toxins out of your cells and out of your body, and it excretes them out in your urine and in your stool. So stop being negative and stop sabotaging yourself every step of the way. Like I said, don't get sucked into those jokes that maybe a comedian is saying, or that a bully is saying about you should look a certain way or you should act a certain way, because then you start telling yourself that this is the way it should be. I listened to that for I don't know how many years from I don't know how many people, that I was not ever going to be good enough. I was not ever going to be the right height. I was never not going to be the right weight because I wasn't that 120 pound or 110 pound person. I'm a big girl. I'm not ever going to be that little. And when I was that little, it was because I was very, very sick. So please do pay attention to listening to what your body is trying to tell you. And hopefully that will carry you through the week and through the day to have some of these ideas that I put out there for you. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm not telling you that everything that I say is the word of the law, and this is how you should live. But just be aware that a lot of people suffer out there from mental health, and they are very good at putting on a brave face, and they're struggling inside, whether it be with an eating disorder or abusive behavior or self-abusive to themselves, or maybe they are just somebody that's gullible enough to suck in all that negative talk around them from all these people that are putting it out there for them. So I hope you gained some takeaways from a few of the tips that I shared with you, and thank you everybody for being here today. I do appreciate it. Gloria's saying here, people are, oh yeah, and then she says here, I've experienced so many who don't want to get involved in tough situations, and that's true. People don't want to do things that are uncomfortable. People don't want to do things that make them upset or things that are hard. Why do you think not everybody is successful at whatever it is that they are trying to accomplish? because things are hard. You have hurdles to go over. You have obstacles in your way. You have people talking you down. You have every which way that you turn, it feels like you're butting your head against the wall. So if you feel like somebody is bullying you or anything like that, then you have to say, okay, that's what's going on in their mind. You have to be the bigger person and be able to not get emotional about it and walk away from that person or away from that situation, up against the wall and right away fire back something that's just going to cause a fight, because that's just going to bring in more negative vibes into your whole mind, body, and spirit, and that can also create an unhealthy situation. Those vibes and those negativities that are being thrown at you can also make you sick, because you can end up holding all that stuff inside of you and not ever letting it out, not ever talking to anyone about it, not ever getting rid of any of that. So please find an accountability buddy or somebody that can keep you on the right track, away from harm, you could say, and make sure that somebody that you can actually trust, because like I said, there are those people out there that are going to take some of that information and use it negatively against you and flip it around. So we can retrain our brain to believe in ourselves, but we just have to practice every day saying the right things to ourselves, and self-talk is a huge thing. Practicing your gratitude, maybe doing some meditation or some yoga, even just some deep breathing. Like I said, if you get into a situation where somebody is saying something negative to you, just say, hey, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. I can maybe see where you're coming from, but that's not my take on life, or that's not how I feel about whatever the situation is. And then just turn away and walk away from it and just leave that garbage pile in front of them. So the little notification that I put up today to remind you guys of that I was going live, I thought was kind of cute. Fit-ish, with ish in brackets, is a semi-fitting kind of fit. Someone who likes the idea of being fit, but equally likes food. So that is pretty much me in a nutshell. I like food. I just have to be conscious of how much I'm putting in my body. So portion control, they call it. The 80-20 rule. You can be good 80% of the time, and you can have a few little options 20% of the time. So if any of you guys are interested in having a coaching call, I am here for you to help you through whatever it is that you're going through. If you're struggling with some issues, I'm a kind ear. I will listen, and hopefully we can help you work through it. So thanks for being here today. I'll be back again here on Friday at 6 my time, and I'll be over tomorrow on my other page at 6 as well for some social media stuff and attraction marketing stuff. I got some cool information from a mentor today that I just can't wait to pass along to you guys. So thanks everybody for popping in, and anybody on the replay, do let me know where it is that you're coming in from, and I'll give you a shout out after the fact. Thanks guys. Bye-bye.